Hi guys, let's tune in. Today I want to share random tips with you when it comes to improving your routine. A lot of this is going to be based off of experience, which I consider research, but also the research that led me to that experience, but less definition based. I'm just talking here. But let's cover routine one more time. Routine is something that's important because it aids in our life processes. And we know that our energy is going towards keeping us alive anyway. So if we can focus a bit of our conscious energy towards our routine for a bit, it will decrease the amount of effort your body has to compensate from you not thinking about it to now a part of your routine is actually aiding in you getting everything that you need. So that's a lot of what we'll talk about today. We're putting our energy on change for a moment so that we don't have to do it eventually, okay? And number two, our friend talked about the pause between stimulation and response for us, right? And he asked, how do I create this pause? Another way that I believe you're going to be more likely to create this pause is by learning to control yourself. A routine that is actually healthy, it's a bit boring, depending on how fun you make it. But going to the gym every day and cooking your own meals and getting enough sleep, right? That means you saying a no to a lot of potentially fun things. It means you being a responsible adult. So sometimes not the most fun, but it leads to you having this energy. And stabilization. How are you going to control yourself when an outside factor comes in if you can't even control yourself in your privacy, in your own time? A lot of yoga teachers will say on the mat, off the mat. What you're practicing in solitude is probably exactly what is going to come out when you are around people. These geckos, Jesus. Okay. You want to be practicing it in your daily life as is, not just you having that muscle trained, but number two is that you're stabilized. Let's just take sleep, for example. How much more likely are you going to get into a fight with somebody, make a mistake at work, etc., if you didn't get enough sleep? I'd almost say 50% more likely, right? Doesn't matter the percentage. It's about the fact that if you're stable, when things happen, it's okay because you're just able to identify either one, that's not me, hey, it's not that serious, hey, me freaking out is not going to contribute to this. Are you with me? So we want to get this routine down because it's stabilizing us. Okay, who cares if a bunch of factors change in my life? I've been moving every month. The only thing that I have is my routine. And my routine looks the same everywhere. Don't care. Because those things I need regardless of where I am. So a lot of times people, I would say, think my life is exciting, and it can be, but I'm really just doing the same thing in different places of the world. Okay, anyway, let's continue. We're going to talk about diet first. I am somebody that's lost maybe 40 to 50 pounds in my life, and I've done it several times because whenever I've decided to work out, I usually get to a point where I feel too skinny. You know, being a Black and Hispanic woman, we come from a very curvaceous, angelic, amazing man. Just kidding. But like, we come from curvy bloodlines. So to not have the curves, it wasn't just a little bit different for me, but the commentary that I would always get. The point is, you guys, if you just do an activity to get a goal, chances are you're going to stop as soon as you reach the goal. One time it was like, oh, I just want to get to this weight. The next time I was like, oh, I want to be a model. The next time was this, and I reached all of those goals. But it's like, it was never about a change for myself, a change for a routine, a change in lifestyle. It was a change to achieve something else. And I stopped making it about something else. It was about what I gained during that time. And you know what? If I'm a skinny motherfucker, when I treat my body right, then I'm just gonna have to deal. Because I want my body to express itself the way that it naturally shows up when I'm treating it right. That was just a tidbit. Don't make it about the goal. Make it about the process. Make it about, this is healthy for me, so it's going to be a part of my routine forever. Now, when it comes to diet, you should be eating a balanced meal: fruits, vegetables, protein, whole grains, healthy fats, minerals, vitamins. We are eating for fuel and energy, not just for taste. But that doesn't mean it can't be tasty. I actually don't want you to restrict yourself too much. I'm somebody that loves snacks. I love sugar. I love everything. But the point is, I just find natural sources for the sugar. I love plantains, but I have to go cook the plantains. Pause. I love dates. Dates have fiber. Pause. Guacamole. You have to cut it and arrange it. That takes time. Forcing your snacks and your cravings to come from something you need to make at least gives you some movement along with it. And it's coming from a natural source. But that being said, even to get from candy bar to plantain may take some time. I prefer you do 1 day off, 1 day on, 1 day snacks, 1 day no snacks. Then after a few weeks, 2 days on, 2 days off. Your body is going to show you a change. Maybe not tomorrow, but it's going to show you a change because you made a change, right? So you want small changes because it's not so overwhelming for the body that it can't handle it, that it can't maintain it, right? Little by little over time. I would also argue that you're going to reach your plateau much quicker if you just immediately go to, what's my height, what's my weight, this is what I have to eat. And it's like, sure, you can get there, but just by switching it, if your body can maintain that, if your willpower can maintain that, cool. But you're also going to put yourself in a state that you have to limit yourself because your body's used to it, right? Like, I feel like I'm doing pretty good right now in my own health, but I still eat snacks because I made it so my body, I did it slowly. It's like, I'm never gonna take away sugar from you, girl. I'm never gonna do that, but I'm gonna restrict when you have it. I'm gonna restrict where it comes from. And I'm telling my body what it's gonna get used to versus the fastest way to lose weight. That's not me. Okay, so I'm much more of a workout person than restrict myself eating type of person. Anyway, I will also just say, I know some people are like, what should I eat? And they have certain restrictions on their diet. And of course, I'm not a doctor or a nutritionist, but I would almost argue that if you go look at your ancestry and figure out what they were eating everywhere in the world, they're eating a carb, they're eating a protein, fruits, vegetables. Like, you just got to get in where you fit in, where you like it. And if you're somebody that doesn't like vegetables, I don't even know, I can't even talk to you. Put your spinach in a smoothie and hide your vegetables from you. I have many people I know that came to mind that said, but I don't like vegetables, and I don't care. Go eat a vegetable. Okay? Love you. Bowel movements. Everybody should be using the bathroom multiple times a day. We know this. If you're not, drink more water and eat more whole foods. The app recommendation that I have for you here is MyFitnessPal. MyFitnessPal, you can scan your food and you can get the nutritious facts on it. It'll tell you how much protein, how much, all of that. You want to become educated about your food. I'm not telling you to keep this app forever, and there's a free version of it. So I'm not telling you to look and log your food forever. I'm telling you to use it enough to become educated so that you just understand the rules to this game. We're playing a game here, and the game is your bang for your buck. Join us now. So let's think about hummus with some chips. Good, right? But think about a burger. Also good. So both of them have a high level of protein, the garbanzo beans and the beef, yes. If you eat the hummus, even if it might be less calories right now, I'm pretty sure it has a high fat content, but not just that. you're probably going to be hungry in another hour. Versus if you just eat the burger, yes, it was more calories, but you're less likely to eat in a few hours because it actually filled you up. Eat what makes you feel full. That being said, the more you move, the less full you're going to want to feel because you're actually moving your body. That's all I got for you guys with the diet. Now, water. I'm not the best at drinking water sometimes, and this is why I want to talk about it. We should be having 8 cups of water a day. First of all, things like having your water bottle, super important, but there's also different ways to get water. Of course, you can freshen up your water and put fruits and cucumbers, all these things within it, but water is used to cook. It's in fruits, it's in vegetables. Are you a tea person? Are you a coffee person? I don't know if I would include coffee because coffee is dehydrating and you should probably have a cup of water to combat the coffee, but milk, right? Water from foods, the vegetables with the highest water intake, I looked up for you guys: cucumbers, lettuce, celery, zucchini, and tomatoes. Then we have soups and broths. Love soups and broths. Like, they're so filling. It's like you're drinking spice water. Disgusting, but I love soup. So your milk, your yogurt, cooked grains, right? To cook, you have to use the water: rice, oatmeal, pasta. Others are eggs, lean meats, and bread. There's another tip that I have for you here. I'm a big soda water person. Schweppes. And you put a lime in there, get some salt. You're in Mexico City, okay? Big drink over there. But anywhooser, you can take salt. I take some, put it under my tongue, and I will drink some water. I'm gonna read to you why. Yes, salt aids hydration. Sodium acts as an electrolyte that helps your body absorb and hold on to water in your cells and blood. Drinking plain water without enough sodium can cause the body to flush the fluid out quickly instead of absorbing it well. So basically what this means is if you're drinking a bunch of water and all you're doing is going to the bathroom, that means your body is not absorbing the actual water. And what aids in that? Salt. So whenever I have a headache, whenever I feel dehydrated, even when I just think about it, I will take some salt, put it under my tongue, because I want to aid my body in making sure the water is going where it needs to go. Just do it, okay? I think that's it for water, okay? Good luck. Now we have sleep. Apparently we should be getting 7 to 9 hours of sleep every day. I do think that everybody's normal is different. I grew up in a family that had a bit of generational depression, so sleeping 10 to 12 plus hours was pretty normal since I was a kid. And don't get me wrong, I think that might be why I'm a bit tall. Why you can stay looking younger, because if you're recovering, right, in your sleep, and you spend a large chunk of time sleeping, it's going to show. Your body and mind are healing in your sleep. Don't get me started with the dreams and the fact that you can work through subconscious material while you're there. Just saying. But we have the deep and REM sleep. This is where that body-mind recovery actually happens. So you want to aid your body in actually getting there. And there's an app, there's different ones about it will record you while you're sleeping and tell you how much REM sleep you got if you're interested in it. Again, I've used it, but I'm there for the information. I'm not here to track every day like a crazy lady. I just don't want to do that to myself. I want to be informed about what I need to be informed about, okay? But how can we aid our bodies in sleeping? A consistent schedule. So this means not just the duration that I'm able to sleep, but the consistency of the schedule, right? Going to sleep at the same time every day. That will aid. And I will never forget, somebody told me that no matter what time they go to sleep, they always wake up 8 hours later. That's like such a self-care love thing to do. Now we have cold temperature. Do your thing. When it comes to falling asleep, right? Because to say in theory I want to go to bed at 9 p.m. every night is one thing. But when you actually try to, that can be a lot harder. So the question is, why aren't you sleeping? Is it because of your body? Chances are, if it's your body, it's because you didn't move enough during the day, and now it has all of this energy and it doesn't know what to do with it. So what do you need to do? You need to make sure you're moving more during the day. Think about like taking the kids to the park. When you do so, you're like, run around, because they're about to knock out. You need to do the same thing for yourself. Okay? And if it's your mind, right? Something you're continuously thinking about, a problem reoccurring, something on your mind, confront it, solve it, heal from it. Don't just continue to let the mind loop over and over again. Remember, that's not you, that's the mind protecting you from just feeling what you need to feel. Okay? Another thing is turning off your lights. If you still have things to do while it's nighttime, you can put the light on in the closet and just leave a sliver of it open. You want to turn these main lights on, have lamps or candles, because it is signaling to your brain that it is time for bed. That is a great tool and takes little effort on your part, but you will start getting tired. And you want to do the same thing actually with the sun. When you wake up in the morning, if you can find a window or get outside very quickly and you sun gaze, you close your eyes pointing at the sun in the direction of the sun, and it's getting that light to your eyes right away. And even if all you can do is look out the window, right, the sun is raying. You know what I'm saying? The sun gonna get to you some way. Just do it for a moment or two. I'd recommend like 2 minutes maybe, and like do something else during that time. Meditate, pray, I don't know. Tell yourself how this day is gonna go. Affirmations. We want to also do, what is that called? Habit stacking or something? Don't just use that time to sit there unless like that's your meditation, right? Habit stacking, something like that. Anyway, moving on. I definitely recommend the Huberman podcast on sleep. I'm sure he has several, but the point is that this is where I got a lot of this information, especially with the consistent schedule, the cold temperature, and the lights out. These were tips that I got, and why I enjoy listening to Huberman, because I prefer to have some science-based evidence in my research, and then also my own experience, then also a bunch of different sources of information. But the brain, as you can see, I'm pretty interested in. So moving on. Last but not least, I guess I want to talk about this environmental energy with you guys, because coming from somebody from Chicago, those 3 to 6 months of winter, however long it is, it's just too much. But don't get me wrong, like there's things about the winter I miss, like the crisp air of a winter air. You can't beat it, you know? And sometimes being on an island, it can be a little, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, but I've seen an incredible improvement in my mood from getting the actual sun, from being around green spaces. It says that green spaces are linked to lower stress, better mental health, and improved focus. So if you can get plants around your house, open up a window, get the natural light in, turn on the lights, like it's worth the bill. Just do it. Do it. Right? Not being too hot or too cold. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes it's very hot over here in the same way it was very cold over here. It's just about finding what works for you, because instead of me complaining about the cold every day, and honestly, like the cold wouldn't have been the thing that I complained about to really leave Chicago. Like sure, maybe in the middle of winter if you caught me on a bad day, but like I just think that you kind of like, the body is made to adapt. But now moving my location, it's like, wow, there's so many factors that I used to have to think about that I don't have to think about anymore. Even like shoveling, or like, is the bus late because of the traffic? Or can I drive because of the ice on the street? Are you with me? Like, those are things that are occupying your mind, your time. And all of a sudden, when you're in an environment that actually aids in your living, like it just is, it's amazing, right? Lowering your stress with your environment, but also the environment includes the people around you. Who are you keeping around you? Are they stressing you out? And not saying that like we all don't have our days and things like that, but we want to be smart about this stuff. When it comes to your routine and stability, this is helping with the homeostasis. So yes, if you've watched this video, if you're taking the time to look at your routine, that energy that you're putting here right now is going to lead to less energy every single day being given to keeping you alive to these life processes. Because guess what? If you even adopt one thing from each of these sections, from diet, from water, from sleep, not saying all at once, but the point is that once you do that, you're aiding your body in living a better life. Now your energy doesn't have to go towards as much of it subconsciously because you're choosing not to think about it. It's like, well, if you're eating hot chips every day, like, of course your body has to compensate for that in some way. Versus now, if you're changing your chip to something healthier, think about how much energy the body is saving from you not eating that. And don't get me started about hot Cheetos because it has red 40 in it. It's not just the chip. It's American shit. If you're with me. Now, I think that's all I'm going to talk about with you guys today. I hope these tips helped you. Remember, this is about being stable for ourselves, being consistent with ourselves, making sure that if I can't rely on anything in this world, I can rely on myself. Because when I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. And I'm going to take care of myself. And I know how to take care of myself. And putting myself first is priority because I can't help you until I help myself. Simple as that. So work on these routines. Don't try everything so drastically. You're just, the things that sounded easiest to you on this list, try to adopt. The things that you're going to do one day off, one day on, try it. But the more you can incorporate these things into your routine, the more different your life will be, darling. And I love you guys, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.